Are you an ICSE student appearing for board exams in 25-26? Are you worried about your geography paper? The seemingly vast syllabus, topography, maps of India, MCQs, and then around 9 chapters more? Well, you needn't stress out. We have a plan for you. For the ICSE Class 10th Geography Board exams, focusing on key chapters can help you maximize your score while managing your preparation time effectively. The ICSE Geography syllabus for 25-26 includes a variety of topics. And the exam consists of theory paper 80 marks divided into Part A, 30 marks, compulsory, and Part B, 50 marks, where you choose 5 out of 9 questions, plus an internal assessment of 20 marks. Since Part A includes compulsory questions on topography, map work, and MCQ questions, covering all chapters, you must have a basic understanding of the entire syllabus. However, for Part B, you can prioritize chapters that are frequently tested, scoring, and relatively easier to master. Based on the syllabus, exam pattern, and insights from various sources, here are the most important chapters to focus on the 25-26 ICSE Geography Board exams. Key chapters to prioritize: Interpretation of Topographical Maps, Part A, compulsory. Now, why is this part important? This chapter carries 10 marks in Part A and is mandatory. So, for this part, you have to practice reading topo sheets, identifying physical features like hills, rivers, plateaus, and interpreting symbols. You have to solve past years' papers and sample questions. And then question number 2 will comprise map of India, and this is from Part A, and this is compulsory. This part is important because map work is worth 10 marks in Part A, and it will require you to locate and label key physical and human geography features on an outline map of India. And then from question number 4 onwards, you will have questions based from this chapter, that is the climate of India. Now, why is it so important? It is important because questions are frequently set and frequently tested in Part B, 10 marks per question, and often included in MCQs also. It is considered a scoring chapter with straightforward concepts like monsoon patterns and climate types. And then you have next question based on soil resources, that is chapter 5 of your textbook. Why is it important? It is important because it is a relatively easy and scoring chapter. It is often combined with other topics in Part B questions. It is straightforward, focusing on soils and erosion. And then you have another chapter, that is natural vegetation, which is chapter 6 of your textbook. This is also an important chapter because this chapter is considered quite manageable and frequently appears in Part B. It's direct with predictable question patterns. Okay, I don't think you'll have any problem in solving this one. Then you have a chapter named Transport. Why is it so important? It is important because it is an easy to score chapter with repetitive questions often included in Part B. It covers relatable topics like roadways, railways, and ports. And then you have some other additional chapters, optional based on time. If you have time, consider these chapters, which are also frequently tested and can be scoring. Water resources, it covers all the rivers, dams, and conservation, water conservation. It is moderately easy and often paired with other chapters in questions. Then you can have mineral and energy resources. It focuses on major minerals, iron, coal, and energy resources, conventional and non-conventional. It's detailed but scoring if you use tables to memorize distributions. Waste management, that is chapter 12, a shorter chapter with practical, relatable content. Questions are often straightforward, requiring common sense answers. While these were the chapters which you should study, now can you skip out some chapters? Yes, you can skip some chapters. While it's ideal to cover the entire syllabus due to parts A's MCQs, okay, you remember, like question number 3 is going to be the compulsory 10 marks MCQ based questions. But the following chapters are often considered more challenging or less frequently tested in B. You can deprioritize them if time is limited, if time is a constraint, okay, if time is the factor. And if you are not so good at memorizing these lengthy chapters, okay, these 2 lengthy chapters, okay, these mammoth like chapters are agriculture. This is not just one chapter, it is like 3 chapters, agriculture 1, 2, and 3. And then you have to remember the soil types, the temperature, the climate, the rainfall requirements, okay. So due to the complex nature of this chapter, complex due to multiple type of crops, seasons, and reforms, it requires extensive memorization and less predictable in exams. And then the next chapter, okay, which you can consider skipping is manufacturing industries. That is chapter number 11. It is lengthy, it is detailed with many industries to cover. It can be skipped if you focus on the above chapters, okay, as it is often clubbed with the other topics. So this is it, okay. Now we'll talk about exam pattern and the preparation strategy. Part A, okay, 30 marks compulsory, includes 10 marks for topographical maps, okay, which I've already told you. Then you'll have 10 marks for map work, okay, on Indian map, okay, the map of India, the physical map of India, that will be given to you. And then 10 marks for MCQs covering all chapters. So you cannot skip any of the chapters, okay, you cannot skip any chapter. You have to have a very good idea of all the chapters because you have to attempt the important 10 mark compulsory MCQ questions. So it is very important that you ensure that you practice topo sheets and map pointing daily. Topo sheets and map pointing daily, as these are high scoring and compulsory. These are high scoring and compulsory. But you have to practice, practice, and practice. And then part B, 50 marks. Okay, part B, 50 marks. You have to answer 5 out of 9 questions, okay, each worth 10 marks and based on single chapter. So I would suggest you to at least prepare 6 chapters to be on the safer side, okay, at least prepare 6 chapters, which gives you the flexibility to attempt an extra question for safety. It will give you flexibility to attempt an extra question for safety. And then for internal assessment, which always comes handy, okay, which is the savior for you people, most of you, involves project work on practicals, for example, map analysis, field visits. So that you can check with your school teacher for suggested topics and ensure timely submission. So like there are a few tips which I can give you, okay. You have to practice past papers, okay, you have to practice past papers. Just going through your school textbook, okay, is not going to be enough. That is not going to be enough, okay. Like if you are totally solely dependent on your textbook and if you are relaxed, okay, that you and you are happy that you have prepared everything, okay, no, you are going in the wrong direction. So you have to solve previous years question papers, at least 5 to 10 papers, to understand the basic question patterns, You have to focus on map work. Stick a map of India on your wall, on your desk, okay, where you sit, okay, and mark key features daily to reinforce your memory. Time management is important. Okay, I understand that you have a number of other subjects also to prepare, and there are a number of other things you have to do. But you have to allocate at least 1 to 2 hours per chapter for thorough understanding and revise regularly. For last minute prep, okay, focus on underlined key points and maps. So while prioritizing these chapters, okay, don't completely ignore others, okay. There are 6 chapters, okay, which I have outlined for you, but you must not ignore the other chapters, because MCQs part in A, question number 3, MCQs important, not to miss. MCQs part in part A can cover the entire syllabus. So if possible, skim through agriculture, go through agriculture, industries and waste management for basic familiarity. Okay, you cannot ignore them. You cannot have a stepmotherly attitude with agriculture, waste management and industries. You have to go through them. You have to deal with them. Okay, they are there. Okay. So if you need specific study plans or resources for any chapter, let me know. Okay, we are here to help you. Okay, you can call us. We are there to help.